So then, episode 2 of season 3, and the transfer window has closed. We are not playing any matches just yet. I just wanted to tell you what's gone on in the transfer market. We have brought in Zach Medley, Zach Orr, and Jason Straha on loan. 3 central defenders have all come in on loan. We have loaned out Elias Sorensen, has actually gone out on loan to Vencesil. Malik Amir has gone out on loan to HP Koga, and it's given us a little bit of money back. Not a huge amount. Oh, and we've also actually won a game. That's right, we managed to beat Vejla. Still not quite sure if that's correct or not. We beat them 2-0. Although that looks quite impressive, it was mostly down to our goalkeeper, Valeri Jurchuk, getting a 7.7. I think I shouldn't have brought that goalkeeper because when he's played, admittedly, against Copenhagen, he did do all right, but he still conceded 4. Diarra gets a 7.3, a 6.4, a 6.8, a 6.4, and a 6.9, and a 6.5. He's not consistent, is he? But because of that win, we are now off the bottom of the table. Norgesland have stopped their run of draws, where they drew 3 matches in a row, and they have dropped below us in the table. We just need to be in the fight. I mean, there's a huge gap between 10th and 11th already, isn't there? That's a 3-point gap? A 3-point gap between 10th and 11th. 4 points between 9th and 11th. 5 points between 7th, 8th, and 11th. So we need to win some games, arguably against some of the big boys, but we're battling these 5, aren't we? We're battling Viborg, Vejla, Randers, Horsens, and Norgesland. Those are the teams that we should be hopefully winning against. Other transfer news as well. Rodney Redes, we didn't get because of money. Basically, because we had to pay money to bring Zach Orr in, we didn't have the money to pay for Rodney Redes' contract and stuff, and things like that happened. Wasn't ideal. And I'm going to do this at the start of the episode, and we'll do it at the end as well, just to see if our finances are getting better or getting worse. We are minus £2.955 million currently. I'm hoping come the end of the episode, which is going to be in about a month and a half's time, maybe minus 2.8, probably minus 2.9.5, isn't it? We're probably going to be losing money again this season. Well, I was massively wrong, wasn't I? Look at that, minus 1.1. It's mainly because we've been given lots of prize money. We've been given £2.3 million in prize money, and we're only at the end of October. We are now going to play 2 matches, but before we get to those 2 matches, we've actually done really well. We've only lost 2 league games, and that includes a win against top-of-the-table AGF. We beat Norgesland 4-0. We beat Horsens. We beat them 2-1 at Jallow and Montano. Then we lose against AGF. We lose against Bromby. Expectable defeats, I think you'll find there. And then another win against AGF. An 87th minute winner from the penalty spot from Lionel Montano, who just scores penalties. He scored 3 goals this season, and they've all been penalties. He's actually scored 4 goals. And one of them wasn't a penalty. When was that? That was must have been a cup game. It was a cup game against Kolding. We are now going to play Viborg and FC Midtjylland. We're still 10th, though. But there is a 5-point gap between us and 11th, and a massive gap between us and bottom of the table. I will remind you that it is the bottom 2 teams after the relegation phase that get relegated. So if we finish 10th or above, we are going to be fine. The starting lineup then for the Viborg game away from home will be Diarra in goal. Jurchuk has been playing, but unfortunately, he's now currently injured. Mortensen, Orr, De Beer, and Medley in defence. Yes, we are playing Zach Medley as a left-back, but he's actually pretty good as a left-back. Strunk and Larsen, Hopi, Montano, Meyer, and Jallow leading the lines. Jallow is our top goal scorer, and most of them came in like 3 matches. Now, can we continue our good form? Obviously, you can see there Viborg have just won their last 2 matches as well. So we are both somewhat in form. And I think we should be good enough. Hopefully, we should be good enough to be able to get past Viborg. We've done it in the past. 7 minutes on the clock. Zach Medley with the ball. Tim De Beer. Now Larsen. De Beer, by the way, is getting very good very quickly because he's playing a lot of football. Strunk to Larsen. Back to De Beer. We need to get this ball forward. Zach Orr is the man on the ball. To Strunk. We're going to go for a big lump upfield. Mortensen with an early yellow card to his name. Strunk again to Larsen. Plays it back to De Beer. Slow build this highlight, which is a worry because that was going to happen. It's now nils towards goal. It's a terrible effort. Diarra can hold on. And then nothing really happens. Oh no, maybe something's going to happen. 20 minutes on the clock. NLTL with a free kick for Viborg. Lehmann's on the ground. De Beer's not paying enough attention and Diarra doesn't stop it. Basically, he never stops anything when it's up to him to save it. Not ideal. Not an ideal start. Let's try and cling on to some excuses here. We're playing away from home. That's the only excuse I've got. 5 minutes left of the first half and our striking options are playing badly. I say badly. I imagine they're just not getting the ball. It's Montano with it. Plays it on the ground to nobody. So many misplaced passes. I don't know what's happened, but our passing, since getting promoted, has been horrific. Zach Medley's gone and got himself a red card and given away a penalty. Wonderful. Do we do double jeopardy? Is he going to get a red card or is he just going to get a yellow and a penalty? It's not a penalty. He's not got anything. He definitely got away with that, didn't he? Half time, it is 1-0 to Viborg, but we're lucky to still be in this. I mean, what was that? Get your acts together. Particularly the attackers. You're not good enough. Do stuff. Do a football. Sorry, I'm nicking Kev's lines there, aren't I? First highlight of the second half then. We've got the ball through Medley. Montano, he's going to go for a run, loses out. And now Lehmann's has it for Viborg. Long ball over towards the left-hand side, but Mortenson's going to get there. I think we need to change something tactically, because I think we're doing too many long balls. And then we just do stupid stuff like that and lose out. Major collects it for us. He's got maybe 3 in the box. Plays it on the ground to Mortensen, the right back. And a long-range effort from the right back. It's going to be a corner. Strunk has gone over to take it. We don't get many corners. Since getting promoted, we have not had too many corners, which is why I think we're struggling as well. It's Zach Medley, and Medley heads just wide. A result that is taking place elsewhere, which is not particularly ideal. Norgesland are winning against OB, which means they are going to start to try and close that gap. The more distance there is between us and the bottom two, the better. Larson to Montano in the penalty area. On the ground is Major, and Matteo Major makes it 1-1. It took a few deflections to get there, but we have equalised. Fabio Giallo's on a 6-3. What are you doing, or what are you not doing? Right, you're coming off. Going to be Jack Butterfield? No, it's not. It's going to be Holton coming on, and then you'll need to work out what side you need to be. I think it's that way round. We're also going to do Larson for Rodriguez. That's basically because of the booking, but Larson still, he's only on a 6.5. I'm looking at Shandon as well. Shandon probably needs to come off. If this is a draw, it's not the end of the world, although maybe we could nick a winner. Mortensen's throw to Holton. It's not the best throw. How can you misplace a throw? Mortensen has the ball again, though. Zach Orr to Mortensen. He seems to get a lot of the ball. Orr to Strunk to Orr, all the way across. It's Tin De Beer. Rodriguez, the substitute, invites Zach Medley forward towards Montano into the area. He somehow managed to flick it into the air and into the hands of the keeper. Second half, we have been miles better. We're going to bring on Mornir Seka, who scored his first goal for the club in a cup game recently. He's going to come on the right-hand side. I don't think we're going to get that winning goal. 4 minutes of injury time to play. We have had all the momentum in the second half, but no more goals to show for it. Just the one goal from Matteo Major. It's a 1-1 draw, away from home. Cling to the positives. Let's also use some of the negatives that we are away from home. So the point doesn't mean we move anywhere in the table. However, we are only 6 points away from 6th place. If we can somehow sneak into the top 6, that's going to be ridiculous. It's not going to happen, is it? Let's be honest. We need to just kind of extend our lead away from Horsens and Norgesland. I think Norgesland actually drew their match. They did 1-1 against OB. So Norgesland have yet to win a game all season. Right then, for the Midtjylland game away from home, not ideal, but we'll get that excuse in early. It's going to be Diarra in the sticks, Mortensen, Orr, De Beer and Medley, Strunk and Larson, Hopi Montano, Major and Jallo. It's basically the same 11. This is kind of our starting 11 now, and it's sort of working, isn't it? It's sort of working. Diarra, I want Jurchuk, but Jurchuk still not quite ready to go. I need to look at this match as it's 3 points. If we get anything, then that's a bonus. A win or a draw is better than what we should be doing. We should lose to Midtjylland. They're a very good team, one of the biggest teams in Denmark, so we shouldn't be expecting to beat them. However, I know how I play Football Manager, and I get annoyed if we concede a goal, regardless of how good the team that we're playing against are. We are already into our highlights. Olofsson stands on the ball on the penalty spot, kicks it long, Medley collects. It's now with Larson to Major. Where are you going, buddy? Finds Mortensen on the right-hand side. Shandon needs to run down the wing. Doesn't really bother, and the poor pass from Mortensen. I mean, that was just a cock-up between both of them, wasn't it? Shandon ran the wrong way, and Mortensen passed the wrong way. It's now Paulinho for Midtjylland. He's gone off to the left-hand side. Wrecker collects it. He's got 2 in the box, maybe. Paulinho crosses, and it is Marini. Marini has made it 1-0. We're not even a minute in. Also, if our goalkeeper was actually the size of an average human, he might have saved that. Why is it, in this save, I can't get goalkeepers? I can't find a good goalkeeper at all for this save. I've got good defenders. I've got good midfielders. I've got good strikers. Can't get a good goalkeeper. Olafsson's free kick for Midtjylland. We've won the ball. We've lost the ball. Ortiz, who I had a look at Ortiz, by the way, because he was singled out as their best player. He's ridiculous. Compared to what we've got, he's absolutely ridiculous. He's as good as and De Beer combined. Diarra has also made a save. We're struggling again when it comes to strikers by the looks of it, and the wingers, and the midfield and the defence, to be honest. We're just struggling, aren't we? Corner for Dreyer to take it towards the back post. De Beer clears it for us. Paulinho's going to keep it alive. Crosses it to Marini again. And Diarra's almost walked that across the line. Half time. It is only 1-0. So we are still in this game slightly. I mean, this is a lot of options. I've never seen so many options for a half-time team talk. And I basically just shouted at them and said, look, do you want to beat our rivals or not? And they all agreed. They also look like they've just gone very defensive, have they not? They weren't playing that earlier in the match. It's a free kick, 61st minute. It's Eric Sviatchenko making it 2-0. And also, Nordsjælland have taken the lead against Horsens, which could be a good thing. Could be a bad thing, but it could be a good thing. That is the bottom 2 teams in the league playing against each other. A draw is the ideal result, but if Nordsjælland win, that's the second best result. Our strikers are awful today. Right, we're going to do... Oh, we didn't really sort our subs out, did we? We're going to do Nikolai Lund. Now, ignore the fact he's got 1 finishing. Doesn't matter. We're going for pace here. So Lund is coming on up front. Butterfield is also coming on up front. I mean, Nikolai Lund, he's got no footballing ability apart from he can run fast. I think he's in the wrong spot. Medley to Montano. Are we going to pull a goal back, or is this potentially goal number 3? It's De Beer. Medley again down the line. Gets past his man as well. On the ground to nobody. And we've managed to find Jack Butterfield. It is 2-1. We have brought the goal back. Probably not going to be enough, but the substitution kind of made a difference. 4 minutes of injury time to play. We're not going to bother doing any more changes. Nikolai Lund, by the way, is on a 7.0. It is going to be a defeat on the road against FC Midtjylland, but we did not do ourselves a disservice there, did we? We let in an early goal because of our goalkeeper being just terrible and really small. That was our problem. That's our problem. It's the goalkeeper. I'm blaming the goalkeeper. He's my excuse for losing this one. But I was a man of my word. I said to the team at full time, you did well. You did us proud. Looking elsewhere, Nordsjælland beating Horsens, which means they are both on 8 points. There is, 6 points between us and 11th place. It's a gap. It's definitely a gap. It's not the biggest gap, though, is it? Before we end this episode, we are actually going to play the final 4 games before the winter break, the mid-season break, and then we have all of December, all of January, and most of February off. It's weird. In that time, we're going to arrange lots of friendly competitions to try and boost up our finances. So, join me in a minute, and we'll come back probably the 30th of November, and you'll see exactly where we finish almost the preliminary phase. 1 win, 1 draw, 1 defeat. It's probably... I think that's acceptable, isn't it? Obviously, we've also beaten Nordsjælland 5-3 in the Cup to set up a quarterfinal against Midtjylland, which we're probably going to lose. But beating Vejle 2-1, very, very helpful. Major and Jallo, we played Jallo as a winger for this one. Kind of mixed it up a bit, and he managed to get on the score sheet. 0-0 draw against Silkeborg, actually pretty good. We also had Diarra saving a penalty in the 70-ish minute. We lost, obviously, against OB, but we played well. We probably deserved something out of it, but our wingers and strikers, which always seems to be the case, decided they're not going to turn up for this one. It means that we are sat 10th place in the table, joint with Viborg on 18 points. We are only 6 points ahead of the 11th place team in FC Nordsjælland, but also 6 points behind Brøndby. So, if we can pick up 6 more points, maybe we'll be in a challenge for the championship group. We won't be, but we could be. I think we're still definitely in a relegation scrap. Nordsjælland seem to go through phases where they're really good and then when they're really bad. I think they're kind of on the cusp of a good one. They've just lost against Randers, but they did manage to beat Brøndby and AC Horsens in a row. So Nordsjælland, they're a very good team. They shouldn't be down that far in the table. Also, looking at our finances, minus £1.36 million. So we actually went to minus 1.25, and then we spent £75,000 apparently. So it kind of went up, and then it's gone back down again. Next time around, I think we're going to have to do Nordisland and AC Horsens. Are we not? Those have to be the games. So we're going to play FC Copenhagen, we're going to play Randers, and we're going to play Brøndby off camera, and FC Midtjylland twice off camera. But we also have a January transfer window, so when we return for the next episode, it will be at the end of the transfer window. We probably won't be able to do a huge amount of business because we are poor and we have no money. Thanks for watching this one. I'll see you next time.